Well, hi, welcome again to our reading of selections from Prometheus Bound, and I got up last time to this beginning of this short speech of Prometheus. As I mentioned in the last section, we had 4 lines from the chorus. These quatrains, these 4-line sections of the chorus tend to either open or close sections, and Prometheus now simply says, in response to what they have just said before, which was, let us change the subject and let us seek some release from your ordeal. And Prometheus is a little bit slightly sarcastic here. He says, Elafron hostis pematon exopoda eke parainein nouthetain te tus kakos prasontas. So it is an easy thing, it is a light thing. Elafros means light, but it is an easy thing. And then I'll just jump down to here to paraineo and nouthetio. Well, they sort of roughly mean the same thing, to advise, so I'm going to translate the first one is to give advice, and the second one perhaps to make suggestions. It's to place something in your nous, in your mind, so perhaps hence make suggestions might be good here. So it is an easy thing to give advice and to make suggestions to those who are faring badly. So the tous goes with the participle here. For someone who is to do this, who has his foot outside of suffering, outside of pain. So, so it is easy for someone who is not experiencing troubles, literally has his foot outside of pain, to advise and to make suggestions to those who are faring badly. Eu de tauth hapant epistamein. This is from epistemi. So I know all these things well. Hekon hamaton uk anesamai. Willingly I did the wrong thing. I sinned. I will not deny it. Future from aneamai. Thnertois aragon autos huramin ponus. So in helping, giving help to mortals, this is a participle from arago, giving assistance to mortals, I myself, well, this is middle here from heurisco. It's something like I discovered, almost I invented pains or troubles for I myself invented my own troubles. So it's almost I brought it upon myself. I brought these troubles on myself by giving aid to mortals. Umain tipoinais ge oi omain toi aisime katiscanestai prospetrais pedasios tu cont eremu tordia gaetanos pago. But not indeed, now we get this enclitic t, in any way, in fact, did I think, this again is iota adscript from oiamai, so I didn't at all think that I, katis ganestai, it's from katis, katiskino, it means to waste away. It's a future middle here, for future passive, so it's a future middle here, this verb. So I didn't in any way imagine that I would waste away with such requital on these rocks which are pedasius, which are high up, meeting with, and it takes a genitive, meeting with this desolate crag which has no neighbours. So meeting with this neighbourless, desolate crag. So he says, I didn't realise that I would be punished with such requital, I would waste away with such requital on this high up rock, meeting with this desolate, neighbourless crag, this Pagos. Kai moi tamen, and there's the det on the next line. Paronti me durest arche. Now, the whole story changes a little bit here, because it would appear from what's coming up that the chorus is still mounted on their winged steeds that have brought them into the, or in their cars that have brought them onto the stage, and not clear exactly what this is going to look like on the stage, but it does suggest the chorus are still sitting up in their cars, perhaps on a higher level. And now Prometheus tells them to come down into what will be the orchestra, and this is what the next bit is about here. So, me durest, this is from durami, to lament. So do not lament for me, on the one hand, my present ache. Now this is a neuter plural from akos, third declension, my present grief. But basai is a participle here, stepping, pedoi. Now this is an old locative. It's not nominative, it's an old locative ending from pedon, on the plain, on the ground, and it's an old locative. So stepping down on the ground, here, my fortune, the one which is coming. So here my impending fortune. So having stepped down onto the ground, here my impending fortune, hos mathete, so that you may learn diatelus right to the end, topan everything, so that you might learn everything right through to the end. Pithes themoi, pithes them. Obey me, sun ponacity, toi nun magunti. So join in suffering with the one who is now labouring, i.e. with me, who is now labouring, who is now suffering. Perhaps sumponio might mean to work together with, perhaps assist. So give assistance along with me to the one who is labouring. Now we've got a problem here, textual problem. Again, you can look at the commentaries on this one. As it's written, the tauta is something like in the same way. But Griffith here reads epe for tauta. So he puts the tout here, takes away the full stop, puts tout here without the alpha, and puts a comma, and then replaces the toy with the tout, the atoi with epe. So if we read in that what he writes there, it'll be something like, join in working with the one who is now suffering these things, since, and then the participles agreeing with permone, since suffering, planomine, wandering around, and we get this usual prot alot alon, upon to one person at one time and to another person at another time. It's all very shortened down to just 3 words here. It pros is dane, settles itself. So come and join with the one who is now suffering these things, since pain, wandering, sits at one time upon one and another time upon another. It's a kind of generalized statement here. The chorus now reply, uk ekusais epi tho uxas tutok Prometheus. Now this bit here is now sung, you'll see a change of metre. These are now in anapaests as the chorus dismount from their cars, and it's getting slightly more exciting metre in the anapaests. So this is a dative plural feminine participle. It's from hekon, unwilling, and this is the participle. So not to unwilling, to us who are unwilling, have you made this appeal? From epithouso, have you made this appeal, O Prometheus? And now, literally with a light foot, prolipus, feminine participle. Now this is singular now because it's the Coryphaeus is speaking this, and so it's although it's a choral piece here, it's the one person, the Coryphaeus, is saying it, and hence we get the singular. This is plural up here, and then it goes back to the singular. So not with and with light foot, having left my swift. This is krypnos plus that suo, hastening root. So my swift speeding thakon seat, and then for te, and the pure air, which is the pathway, in apposition to that, the pathway of birds. Pello is an Attic future from pelasdo, I draw near to. So I draw near to this rugged land, and I wish to hear diapantos completely of your sorrows, tous sus ponus. So while this is happening, the chorus then descend from their car to the orchestra, the dancing floor on the stage, and Okeanos enters on a winged horse. How this is meant to be done on stage, I don't know. The commentators might have some more to say about it. Now Oceanus, or Ocean, is the father of Prometheus' wife, and is also the father of the chorus. And so he's related to him by marriage, and I think he's also related to him in other ways as well. Again, the commentaries will give you all the interrelationships here. So Oceanus does this, and the lines continue in anapaests up to line 297. Because again, it's meant to be excited meter. And we're getting the second part of this first episode. So this is Oceanus. So Oceanus says, Heiko dolices terma keluthu diamepsamenos prosse Promethiu ton pteru goke ton di oionon gnomei. This is iota adscript again, stomion ater euthunon. So I have come, diamepsamenos, having traversed, having reached. So I have come prosse to you, having reached the terma, the end of this long keluthu, of this long path, perhaps this long journey. So, O Prometheus, I have come to you, having literally having exchanged, but having traversed, having reached the end of this long journey. Now we get a participle down here, euthuno, directing. So directing this, and it's very dative to be pointing to, so there must be something on stage here. Having directed this bird, which is swift of wing, so pterunx, and we get the ocus root here, this swift-winged bird. So having steered it almost, having directed it, gnome, this is iota adscript, by my mind, stomion ate, Now, arte takes the genitive and comes after the word, so literally without bridles. So I've done this without a bridle. I've just directed this bird by the power of my mind. Interesting little phrase here. Perhaps I didn't have that there, so I'll just do this again quickly. So I have come to you, having traversed I have come to you, Prometheus, having traversed the end of this long path, directing this bird, this swift-winged bird, by my mind, apart from or without stomion, without a bridle. Now, the character of Oceanus is an interesting one, and again I'll leave the commentaries to talk a bit about this, but Oceanus comes here as a kindly helper. He's not one of his enemies. He comes to offer him aid, but he gets rudely rebuked by Prometheus later. Tais sais tukais isti sunalgo. So this is from sunalgeo, just a present. So I suffer, so know that I sympathise with your misfortune, probably for tukais. Totiga medoko sungenes hutos es anankasde. For I think that, now the top goes with the sungenes, I think here, which is something like our family relationship, our family connection. He is apparently the half-brother to Prometheus through Gaia, and we'll hear more in lines 559 to 60 about this, and he's also, of course, his father-in-law. So our family relationship, I think, compels me, hutos, in this way, and, so that's an important little tet here, and we get a potential optative here, by the way, without an, and this is a poetic usage here, and this is apart from our family connections, apart from our race, so something like putting family ties aside. Uk estin, there is no one, hotoi, again iota adscript, to whom, this is from Nemo, I would give or distribute, just give here I think, and taken with moiran, this apparently has the meaning of to pay respect. So moiran nemain, to pay respect. So there's no one I would pay greater respect to, soy, than to you. Gnose de tad hos etum udimatain characterglosane any moi. But gnose, iota adscript again, this is the second person singular future from gignosco. So, but you will know these things as true. So you will know that this is true, and that nor any for NSD, that's fairly common use. So any here for shortened for NSD, there is in me, so nor is it in me, characterglosane, to speak idle words to please, perhaps, or to flatter, mate in vain. So to speak a pleasing idle word. The verb only occurs here, so you can see it's made up of charis, charito, and glossone, to utter something just for the sake of pleasing somebody. So it is not in me to, nor is it in me to speak such a word, matain, in vain. Ferregar semine hoti cray soy sum prasein. Now ferre here in the imperative, you'll get this quite commonly in Greek at the beginning of a sentence, it just means come. So for come, semine imperative, indicate hoti in respect of whatsoever thing it is necessary to join in accomplishing with you. So tell me what I can do to assist you, basically here. So come indicate in what way it is necessary for me understood to work with you. Uga pot eres hos Okeanou philos esti bebaioteros soli. For you will, this is a future here, lego, this is ero, for you will never say that there is a friend, bebaioteros, for you, more sound, more secure, more trustworthy or something, more, so there is no greater, we'd probably say in English, no stronger friend for you, and then we get a genitive of comparison, than Oceanus. And so at this stage then Oceanus has entered the stage, and the editor's put a little gap here because Prometheus is going to be silent. There'll probably be a very short period of silence on the stage before Prometheus then takes up in the next section.